Most people would just throw this away. An old, rusty coffee machine, covered in dust, broken inside, forgotten. But not me, because I see something else. That I see a machine that once made beautiful coffee. And with a little time, care, and a lot of cleaning, it could do that again. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how I take an old, completely dead coffee machine and bring it back to life. From death to life. Let's begin. I found this machine sitting in a corner. Dirty, scratched, and lifeless. You can see how bad it looks. The stains, the lime scale, the rust. But underneath all that, there's still quality. Real metal parts, solid design. It just needs some love. First thing I do is a quick visual check. Power cord, still attached. Water tank, cracked but fixable. The buttons feel stiff. That's never a good sign. Let's see if it powers on. I plug it in, nothing. No lights, no sound. Okay, total power failure. Time for a deeper look. I open up the back panel carefully, keeping track of every screw. When you repair machines, organization saves you hours later. Inside, it's worse than I expected. Dust, corrosion, and dried coffee residue everywhere. The main thermal fuse is burned. That explains why it won't turn on. So, the diagnosis is simple. Burned thermal fuse, clogged boiler, and years of neglect. Nothing I can't handle. Before I replace anything, I always test the main components. The pump, the thermostat, and the heating element. Using a multimeter, I check continuity. And good news, the heating element still works. That's a win. Now that I know what's wrong, let's start bringing this back to life. This part is honestly my favorite. Taking something filthy and slowly revealing what's underneath. It's incredibly satisfying. I start by completely disassembling the machine. Every panel, every screw, every removable piece goes out. Then I clean each part using warm water, mild detergent, and a mix of citric acid and vinegar for the lime scale. You can literally see years of buildup dissolving away. The smell of old coffee oils? Gone. The metal starts shining again. For the water circuit, I flush it several times with clean water and descaler until the flow is smooth and clear. This not only makes it look good, but also prevents future blockages. And I always use a toothbrush for the small corners. Never underestimate what a toothbrush can do in a restoration. After an hour or so, the parts are clean, dry, and ready for reassembly. Already, it looks 100 times better. Now it's time to fix what was broken. I replaced the burned thermal fuse with a new one. It costs almost nothing, but without it, the machine can't function. I also cleaned the pump and test it again. Strong pressure, perfect. Sometimes people think repairing a coffee machine is complicated, but really, it's just about understanding where the power and water flow go and keeping everything clean and sealed properly. A few connectors, a few tests with a multimeter, and now it's ready to power on again. Let's see what happens. I plug it in, and this time the light turns on. We're back in business. Now that everything works, it's time to make it look brand new. I carefully reassemble the panels, clean the buttons, and polish the body. For stainless steel, I use a fine metal polish and a microfiber cloth. You can see the reflection returning. It's like new. Every small detail matters. When someone sees a restored machine shining again, they can't believe it's the same one. I replaced the cracked water tank with a spare I had from another machine. All the seals are lubricated and the pipes tightened. Now it looks like it just came out of the factory. Time for the moment of truth. I fill the tank with clean water, turn the machine on, and wait for it to heat. The boiler clicks, the pump hums, and finally, the sound every coffee lover knows. Steam pressure building up. I place a cup underneath, press the brew button, and watch. The water flows perfectly. Then, as I load some fresh coffee, the first shot comes out. Rich crema, perfect color. It's alive again. From a dead, broken machine to a fully working espresso maker. The smell of that first shot of coffee. That's the smell of victory. Look at it now. Same machine, completely transformed. The metal shines, the lights work, and the espresso tastes amazing. When I started this project, this coffee machine was just another piece of junk. But with some patience, cleaning, and care, it's been reborn. That's why I love doing this. It's not just about fixing a machine. It's about giving it a second life. It's about taking something forgotten and making it beautiful again. If you enjoyed this restoration, make sure to subscribe because I've got plenty more coffee machines waiting for their turn to come back to life. Thanks for watching. And remember, never throw away a machine with a good heart.